Was it getting close last year in the finals?
I mean, obviously that gives you a good taste, and it's definitely a positive to get that far, and also leaves you wanting more. And I think this whole team kind of came back, and we're hungry for it. And obviously things haven't been super smooth this year, but that's the way it goes in seasons. And I think we've done a good job right now to kind of stop it in its tracks and get back where we want to be.
The numbers are nice. In terms of career years, where would this rank for you?
Well, I mean, I don't think about that as an individual too much. I mean, I'm just trying to, like I said, just trying to build on last year and try to help out the team get those wins. And we have one goal, and that's to get to the playoffs, and that's what I'm focused on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Does a 6-game winning streak feel like way different than if the team isn't winning as much? I guess my point is that it's such a kind of a fine line between rolling out 6 in a row or maybe losing some close ones, which you potentially could have won.
Well, I mean, obviously those close ones where we've lost in the past, I feel like we all felt it pretty heavily. I think that we wanted better for ourselves. I think a lot of those games we had in our control and we kind of let slip. And I think on this little winning streak that we've been on, I think there's been moments in games where teams have had pushes and we pushed back a lot better than before that. So I think it shows a lot of the character in this room to be able to push back, even though we lost a few close ones before this. So I mean, we got to keep getting better here and keep holding on this.
Practice like today, we kind of look at it and go, it is different, but how much different? But when you're actually in it, it's just forwards and goalies in this instance. Is it a benefit or just something different to try?
I think it's good once in a while to you're touching the puck a lot and feeling good with it, and obviously shooting it a lot and making little plays. Whereas a full team practice, a lot of systems and stuff, and you're not touching the puck as much. So it's a little more, I would say, as what you do in summer, where you're working on your skills and doing your individual stuff, which I think as players we want to do that once in a while and feel good about our game.
Ryan, they say success is a good teacher, but adversity is a greater. When you guys were kind of striving for that consistency in the opening 2 months, what was the biggest lesson that you learned about your team?
I think sticking with it and not letting teams kind of take control of games. I think as of late we've been better at kind of feeling that push against us and having our own push back, or just not panicking, just staying calm, talking to ourselves in the room, whether it's at the end of a period or whatnot, or just on the bench, and just trying to stick with it and turn the tables back. And I think before that, I mean, teams are always going to have a push. You got to try to limit that as much as possible, but it's going to happen, and you got to try to stick with it and fight through that.
After one of the most demanding game schedules I've seen in the month of December, and it's kind of trickled in a little bit into January, what's it like having just 2 games this week?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. I mean, especially because we have the break coming up too, so it's like 2 games in 2 weeks or something like that. So it's a lot different, but I mean, it's a good opportunity to kind of reset our bodies here and get some rest. And obviously, we want to come out flying tomorrow and obviously Saturday too. But yeah, it's a little different having such a huge break between 2 games in 1 week is not what we are used to.
How much? Oh, sorry.
No, you saw Johnny Gaudreau a lot when he was here with Calgary. I guess just what makes him such a impressive and dynamic player in your opinion?
Well, I think you said it. I mean, he's so dynamic. He's explosive with the puck and then able to make good plays with those little plays he makes all over the ice, and then he can kind of take off past you. So obviously we got to be ready for him, and I mean that's a good young team over there that we got to prepare for.
They're a young team with nothing to lose, I guess. Is those teams kind of dangerous when they come in here and they're just going to play as hard as they can and kind of?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every team is capable of having a good game, and we played these guys last year in Columbus, and they beat us, and maybe not the same situation, but they're a similar team. They're a young team, and they just came out flying. And like you said, I mean, they're just playing, and so we got to prepare for that and make sure that we're ready right from the start.